Hello and welcome to the third edition of Economic Times Spectrum 2022. The theme for this year is creating a robust digital infrastructure. And we have with us one of the veterans of the enterprise technology landscape, Mr. Vijay Sethi, who is the chairman of MentorKart. Welcome, sir.
Thank you
Nice
very
to have
much.
you on board.
Thank you.
See, you have seen this landscape evolve quite extensively. You've had a ringside seat, and you've also been in the dirt, gotten your hands dirty. With your experience and expertise, if you could tell me what are some of the must have solutions that the IT leaders in the country should focus for on their digital transformation playbook?
See, what really happens is digital transformation in today's time, as I think, is necessity for each organization. It is for the survival of the organization. If you don't digitally transform, you will be extinct. Now, there are a lot of technologies that play, but before technology, I think the key thing that organizations need to decide is what is the objective, why they are doing it, what is their digital transformation roadmap. So when you know the journey, then you take, and technology of course plays a key role in that journey. If I look from a technology perspective, one of the biggest things is cloud. Cloud to me is the base of anything that you do. Without cloud, you can't really do a digital transformation. Various other technologies that play a role, just to name a couple of them, artificial intelligence, machine learning today in today's time plays a huge role in the entire digital transformation. RPA, or some people call it intelligent process automation, robotic process automation or intelligent process, that plays a huge role. 3D printing plays a role. There are various host of other technologies. But as I personally feel, it's not just about technology. It is about what your business wants. And while you're doing it, look at what your stakeholders want. Stakeholders could be your customers, it could be your vendors, it could be your employees, it could be some other external stakeholders. What are they looking for? And how are you really meeting their current needs or aspirations using technology and changing your business models and changing your entire way of working? That to me is digital transformation.
So, how about measuring the outcomes and how aggressively should they go about it? What are some of the processes that come about in that process?
See, the reality is that if you go on this journey and if you don't measure it, you really don't know whether you have achieved anything. As I think, there are roughly around 16 odd percent projects or digital transformation initiatives globally that really kind of pass. Others fail. And when one says that they fail, it really means that they have not met their objectives. So which means that when you're setting up those objectives, you need to decide as to what are you going to achieve out of this. If you are reducing a cost, how much cost it will be reduced. If you're increasing the efficiency, productivity, by how much this efficiency, productivity would improve. If you're getting to customer satisfaction, how much it will improve. Top line, sales, bottom line, profits. So you need to, before you start the initiative, you need to put in those measures, whether it in terms of business measures, whether it in terms of cost, productivity, efficiency, any of those. Then put at what is your current baseline. With that baseline, with each of the initiatives that you're doing, what you would improve and what will be a journey. You can't improve everything day one. So in next 3 years or next 3 months, I'll improve on these two factors. On the next quarter, I'll improve on this. And this is how you do. So you first list down all the measures and then baseline, and then you really move at what's the current state. And it is a journey. Digital transformation is not a one-off thing. It's a journey. It continues. And you need to have that measures. And these measures do change as you progress.
They are not set in stone, but
Yeah.
it is a reverse engineering process.
It's a reverse engineering. I'll put it other way, that you learn as you go. A lot of stuff that you think today is done, because one of the key things in digital transformation is that there's a lot of experimentation that you do. And when you experiment, one of the key success factors, as I feel, for digital transformation is do experiment, take those risks. But if you fail fast, fail cheap, move on, learn from that and move on. So when you have planned something and if you really move on, some of the measures that you might have put in over there might get changed. That's why you learn as you go, be agile and adapt to the changes.
Be agile, fail fast, fail cheap.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
And learn from those experiences.
Learning from the experience.
Don't fail again on the same thing.
So it's learn on your feet, think on your feet.
Yeah.
Quite a task for a CIO.
Yeah, part of his job or her job.
So you are also now in the middle of mentoring startups, and you see the technology as it evolves. You have a ringside seat there as well. What specific solutions do you think the IT leaders should include in their playbook in the coming years?
See, one of the key things what I have seen with startups is when you're doing a normal digital transformation in a large organization, there are solutions which are there. But the startups are very nimble. They're very innovative. They come up with those solutions which many of the people in the corporate India don't even or can't even think of, because they are more into running the current show. Also, there's a huge amount of investments that they do. So, as I see, large organizations or even mid-sized organizations who really want to jumpstart on their digital transformation journey, if they partner with the startups, look at the agility, look at the innovative thing that these young people in most of the startups really bring up, that will help the organizations kickstart their digital transformation journey. And this relationship between large organization and startup would be beneficial both for the startup, because they'll understand as to how the corporates work. At the end of the day, they also want to grow on some day. But from an enterprise perspective, it helps perhaps the enterprise much more at the initial stages, because you get a talent which is really very innovative, who is willing to work and do anything to ensure that the project or the product or the technology that they are putting in really succeeds, helps the business deliver its values. And that's why this relationship has to be fantastic. And I personally feel that people should really encourage working with startups. Having said that, I think there are times when I also seen a lot of corporates are not really willing to work with startups, because somewhere in their thought mindset, they think these are kids, how will they know? Some of them are even younger than my entire experience. So I think that mindset has to change within the organizations, because these guys who may be younger than your entire experience could really bring up few innovative things which many of the elder people would not have even thought of.
Understood. And that's why I guess a lot of corporates are now also investing in a separate investment arm
Absolutely.
to
Yeah,
get the benefits out of the
You're right.
startups.
And a lot of innovation hubs, lot of so I have also seen a huge transformation that is happening in the mindset of corporates. So a lot of them are really encouraging the startups in their own setup, or even spawning out startups.
Understood. So collaboration is the game.
Absolutely, collaboration. And you touch the right word, collaboration. Collaboration is not just with startups, but I also call it cooption. So there are times when you actually collaborate with your competitors,
Okay.
collaborate with your customers, collaborate with vendors, other partners, because at the end of the day, if and the entire ecosystem grows, you also grow. So it's not just about competition, but you also collaborate with competitors many times.
But that's a hot take, Vijay.
Not really. For example, when I was over there in automotive industry, we used to collaborate a lot with other automotive companies, and we came up with some brilliant solutions for the entire auto industry. So that each company grows, the economy grows, the customers really take the benefit out of it. When you collaborate, doesn't mean that you are sharing anything which is confidential to your organization. You are collaborating at what are the learnings, what you learned, how you did something, how others can, so that you do not reinvent the wheel. So there's a difference between collaboration and sharing confidential information. So if we keep those aside, and if we are very clear on what are the do's and don'ts, or what's a Chinese wall within what information you can share or you can't, I think collaboration even with competitors is possible. I'm convinced on that one.
So you did mention about the auto industry. There's one more collaboration aspect in the fintech industry in terms of the blockchain consortium that
Absolutely.
they have. So yes, as you said, collaboration works in every aspect, be it competitor, be it your peers, or be it with startups.
I agree.
Is there anything that you want to add, Vijay, that I might have missed out on asking?
Yeah, I think one of the key things, if you really want to make your digital transformation succeed,
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 things that you need to focus on beyond the technology piece and the collaboration piece.
Okay.
One is that you need to ensure that cybersecurity
Mm.
is considered right from day one. A lot of companies, what they do is when they're taking their digital transformation initiatives, they take cybersecurity as an afterthought,
Okay.
which would mean that, okay, I've done this, I'm willing to do this AI project, ML project, something else, cloud, I want to transform my customer experience. And then I realize as to what cybersecurity measures I should have taken post that.
Okay.
If it is done right up front, your solution will be much more robust. So that is one piece. The second piece is focusing on people, because digital transformation, though it uses the word digital, but the reality is it's not just about technology. It is about people. You put in the best of the solutions, but if your people are not ready to use it, or they are not using it properly, the results that you would always get is suboptimal. So you need to focus on people. Whether it is change management, there would always be some resistance to change somewhere. Whether it is a competency of those guys, they've been doing a particular activity in a particular way, and suddenly you tell them to do it in a different way, so you need to focus on that. And the last piece I'll say is a lot of organizations today do not have a culture which is called a data-driven culture,
Okay.
which would basically means that I take decisions based on my gut. I've been here for 10 years, 20 years. I know this thing would work only this way. I can tell you that this is the likely issue. This is what our sales would be based on whatever experience, which is fine. I'm not debating any of those. But as you get into digital transformation, you're generating tons of data and analytics and dashboards and those kind of things. Can I really make the culture of the organization which values those decisions which are based on data? And that to many organizations is also a tough part. So if you really do this, I think you can do the entire digital transformation journey fantastic, and you'll be among those who really gain a lot out of this entire journey.
That's an important learning over here, Vijay. You said collaboration is the key, of course, and security has to be by design, not as a patch or as an afterthought. And lastly, how to have a data-driven culture.
Data-driven, and the entire people part, resistance to change, training, competence of people, the entire thing.
Perfect. So agility should be your foundation.
Absolutely, agility has to found, because as they say that it's not the big who will succeed, but it's the faster ones who will succeed in today's digital world.
Perfect. Perfect. Yes. And we will take that learning into account.
Thank you,
and thank you so much, Vijay. Thank you for the wonderful
Absolutely.
insights and for this conversation.
Always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you very much. God
Thank
bless.
you.